Hello and welcome to Myofascial Fitness episode 2. In the first episode, we focused on the hips and improving our rotation and side movement. In this one, we're going to be focusing on the neck and shoulders. So if you spend a lot of time at a desk and you get neck pain and shoulder pain, this is going to be a really good episode for you. Like always, if you haven't exercised in a while, I would recommend just speaking to a doctor or just checking you've got the okay to do these movements. If you have any form of neck pain which refers down the arms or anything like that, again, get yourself checked before doing any form of exercise, including this video. Other than that, this is a really good workout you don't need any equipment for. We're going to be exploring different positions, opening up the body, and then training how to stabilize in that region as well. So the first thing we're going to do in this episode is load the tissues which are commonly very, very restricted and holding us in certain positions. And with many people, this is going to be the forearms around here, just due to the fact that we spend so much time typing and on our phones. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down into this position like so, and you really want to have your hands in as much of a extended position as possible. So basically, you want to keep it where you can get your palm of your hand underneath your shoulder and really push forward like this. And the further you can get your hands to your knees, the better. So what I'm going to start doing here is I'm going to get into this position and just feel where there's a restriction. And you can, I'd say, draw a figure of 8 again, just putting your body over certain positions where it feels like you notice there's a restriction. And you can bring your palms a little bit further towards you, so hands down, and just rock back and forwards like this and find where you again find that there's a blockage. So I'm noticing it's a bit more on my right side as I go like this, and I'm just going to rock back and forwards like this. Now, as you're rocking back and forwards, it's very, very important that once you've found an area where you've gone through that barrier, you're noticing it's getting better, that you change, bring it closer towards you and create that new barrier where you feel a restriction and you're just working through it. So again, I'm just rocking back forwards like this, loading the tissues and bringing it back. Load like this and back. From there, we're going to work into some thoracic movement. So in this quadruped position, I'm just going to curve up like this and push the floor away as much as I can. So I am literally trying to really push in. Not that I'm taking myself off the ground, but imagine that there's a piece of string here in the middle of your upper back and it's pulling you to the ceiling. As you do this, you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose. So we're going to breathe in, push your palms away and back down. Breathe in, push away and back down. Again, breathe in and away. And what you want to do is you want to create a block, or basically a separation, where you're pulling apart there. And again, you don't have to cause any pain, but if you can feel that there's some tightness or restriction in between those shoulder blades in the upper back, it's an indication you might not be breathing into the area, which can cause shoulder issues. So we're going to push away, breathe in. You can change the position of your hands. Push away, breathe in. We can go a bit wider. And again, you're really trying to get that shoulder blade and that spine to the ceiling. Just let it dip down. Breathe in, push away and back down. Breathe in through the nose and back down. So we've loaded the forearms. We've now loaded and stretched the back. We're going to go into a stretch at the front. So we're going to place one hand here, like so. I'm going to bring myself backwards. I'm just going to place this arm like this, this leg into this position. So I've now created a stretch into the hip. And this allows me to rotate more and open up myself like this. You can do it where you bring yourself up, but what happens then is you'll hit a point where you can't move any further. So what I'm going to do again, place this foot just like this, so you have 90 degrees. This is going to stretch in the groin a little bit more. We've loaded this side, so this is now stretched. I'm going to do a nice deep inhale and open. And open through there. I'm going to go through and inhale and open like this. I'm watching the right thumb. I can open up that junction. And I can also close the junction there. What we're going to do for this one is just deep inhale, rotate the thumb back and open that side. Once I've done 10 on one side, I'm going to switch, I'm going to load, so that forearm is going to get stretched. I'm going to bring that to 90 degrees. The heel is level with my knee, and do the same. Open up that side and back down. Opening up and back down. And again, it's very common to see one side feeling free and the other side feeling restricted. So big inhalations. So we're going to recap this the beginning fascial loading, quadruped position. So on all fours, we're on like so. Going to rock back and forwards and just find that barrier in the wrists. Once we find the barrier, we're then going to load and just do circles like this. I'm really trying to stretch and find where there's a restriction. If we notice a restriction, spend a bit more time there. I would do this for 60 seconds, so if you've got your phone handy or a timer, just doing 60, or just do 10 going each way if you don't want to time yourself. From here, we're going to do the push aways, and remember, you're picking up your spine, you're pushing the floor away like so, inhaling, and you have to stretch through there. Really push away and inhale. From there, we're going to open up, create some space within the hip, load the hip like so, 10 deep inhalations, opening up like that as you breathe in and come back. Open up and back, and that one is for 10 each side. Okay, so the two movements we're going to be focusing on here is working on the neck and working on the shoulders. We're going to start off with the neck and just very gently just go to the side like this and then to the other side like that. So you're just keeping head still like this, open to the side and back to the side. Finding a biting point, so finding where you feel a stretch through here and then feeling a stretch through the opposite side. So very gently. Now again, with this one, you don't want to be doing it too aggressively or too fast because you can get dizzy, but it's just side to side movement, and we're going to do 10 each side. Once you've done 10 each side, you're going to go chin down to your chest like this. Now imagine you've got a tall spine, you tuck your chin down, that's going to make your spine as long as you can, and then you're just going to go round, do a head roll one way like this, and then very slowly go the opposite way round and back like that. It's very normal to feel cracking in your neck sometimes when you do that. If you do notice and it's excessive and you don't like it, just stop that one and go on to the next movement. But to put these together, we're just going to go very steadily that way, very steadily the other way, and we're just loading. Keep that shoulder low and load. Load, inhale, load, inhale. Then take it into the rolls. So going one backwards, and then we go in the opposite direction and doing that 5 each way round. So loading different areas and back to neutral. Once we've done that, we're then going into our shoulder rolls. With the shoulder, we're going to go backwards like this. I'm going to start with my right shoulder and I'm going to go 10 backwards. And then once I've got my 10 backwards, I'm going to go 10 forwards like this. Then doing the opposite side. And the reason why you do one side at a time to begin with is that's going to give you an indication of which side feels a little bit more restricted. So just doing big circles like this. Then you can put them both together, just doing circles around. And you really want to go slow and controlled. So a lot of people might do this. You want to go push forward, go round, find regions which find particularly tricky, and make sure that you're controlling with the shoulder. So you're not just using momentum, you're actively using muscles to find areas which you struggle to get into. So once you've done 10 forwards and 10 backwards, we're then going to change it and add a little bit more movement through with our figure of eights. So we're going to go round like this. So we start here, forwards, back, back round, and again. So we're doing figure of 8, 5 one way, and then we're going to do 5 the opposite direction, and we're going to do that each side. So round like this, forwards, back round, and again, as much movement as we can. What you want to also make sure is the sternum doesn't move too much, because if we get too much rotation through our rib cage, we're not going to get that full detachment of the shoulder. So just to recap for this one, we're going side bends, head gently from side to side, loading the tissue. Then we go into our circles, 5 in each direction, always slow and controlled. and then we're going into 10 backwards, 10 forwards, like so. So what we're going to do now is focus on movement through the arms and different ranges. So there's two main movements we're going to be doing, and that's going to be winding and unwinding the arms in different directions. Now this is going to be very specific to the individual, so just go with what you can do, and it's very common, a lot of people will feel stuck. If you feel stuck, just do what you can, go to that range, don't create any pain, but you want about 4 or 5 in terms of the discomfort or in terms of how restricted you feel. So what I'm going to start is with the internal rotation of the arm. So I'm just going to go back around my body like this, and then I'm going to bring it back and unwind like this, so my palms facing up. So you're going to go there and there. So I'm going to go through like this. I'm just going to go forward, stretch and open up the palm, go backwards like this. So it's forwards like this. You can even bring your opposite shoulder back, and you need to really open up the hand and flex the wrist, and then go back round through like this, like so. Now it's very common that people may struggle. They may struggle to get through to there. If you're only getting this amount, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about getting all the way up like this. It's just about moving through. So we're going to do 10 on one side. So I'm going to go 10, stretch, open up the palm, down like this, go back through like that, and then I'm going to do 10 on the other side. So I'm going to go round and up and open. And again, it's very, very normal to find that you have one side that is easier to do than the other. And this is helping us with the internal rotation of the shoulder. So open up the palm, close, open the palm, and then close. So now we've done 10 each side. What we're then going to do is go in the opposite direction and just do a sweep above your head like this. So place your hand underneath your rib cage to make sure you're not just excessively shrugging or tilting upwards, and you're just going to go round like this. Now you can hold an implement, you can hold something like a dumbbell if you want to, but the main thing is you go over your head, round and back down. Over your head, opening up all through here, bending the arm and coming back through like this. Now once you've got this movement, you can start to integrate a little bit of side bending. So you side bend to one side like this, and we're going to do 10 going in one direction like this, and then once we've done 10, we're going to go the opposite way round. So it's round over the head, rotate backwards, open up the chest and come back through. So rotating like this, so bring it right round, over and again. So to go through those two movements again, it is open up the palm, really stretch. Imagine you're trying to bring your fingers to your elbow, out in front of you, push forward, rotate backwards and back, and open and back. Other side, open up the palm, rotate underneath, open up the palm, rotate, and then finally going backwards, we're going over our head and back round, over, open up the arm and back round, over, open up, extend the bicep and through here, and then other way, over, open up the arm, back round, over, open, stretch, back round. So now we've got the arms moving, we're going to integrate torso with hips as well. And we're also going to get some side bend movement as well. So the next two movements we're going to do, we're going to go left foot forward, right foot back. Doesn't matter which way around you do it, but we're going to do it that way to begin with. And I'm going to rotate, I'm going to bring this arm forward like this and the opposing arm back, palms up towards the ceiling. And I'm imagining I'm pushing this arm as far forward as I can and this one as far back as I can. So imagine you're holding two straps there, one's pulling you in that direction, one's pulling you the other way, and you're pushing your arms apart while showing up to here. So I'm going to rotate one way, open up, rotate the other way, open up, rotate, open, rotate, open, and really breathe in as you do so. So big inhalation like this. Once you've done 10 in total, so 5 each side, simply switch round and place the opposite side forward and repeat. And don't be surprised if this changes everything and this now makes it feel totally different in the upper body. But again, we want that rotation, palm up, stretch the bicep, really push apart, and again, pushing apart, going 10 in total. Then once we've done that, we're going to have a slight bend in the knees and just going to reach over and pull like this. And this time we want to really load the armpit and underneath here. And we're just going to do 10 each side. Really deep breath in. Like this. Now previously when we've done this in other episodes, it's been more hip focused. What I want you to do is really reach so you get as much of a stretch through the upper body and underneath the armpit. So to show you that one together, we've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Inhale, open, inhale, open, inhale, open, inhale, open. Switch sides, open up, open up. And you really have to control your shoulder blade movement. If you notice that one shoulder is shrugging up like this, just slow it down and see what you can do and load it. Once we've done that, going into the side bends, 10 each side, reach across. Now what you can also do is get some movement through the hands, so you can rotate it and open it up. So imagine it's thumbs down towards the floor. So if you watch where my hand goes, over and rotate like this. Over, rotate, over and rotate. So again, pause here, hand that way, rotate the thumb upwards. You're trying to bring your palm of your hand up towards the ceiling as you go through there. So those two incorporating together, we're getting movement across the front of the body, under the body and the back of the body in loads of different directions. Okay, so now we've got everything moving, we want to work on stability and basically working in different ranges and building up the endurance there. Now commonly when we use weights for this, we'll usually compensate with our traps and shoulders, so our deltoid muscle. So to get into the deep muscles, we need to work for time and we need to work very intricate movements. So we're going to start out on the outside like this. So finally we're going to go into this position, arms out to the side, rotate and rotate. So we're getting loads of movement. And again, you see if I rotate too much, if I don't have that ability to internally rotate with that arm, I use my upper traps to go there. So you want to keep your shoulders relatively still. So you're not going like this and this, it's controlling the shoulder blade and moving through the bicep. And this is what will help you understand that how much tension in the biceps and forearms can impact your shoulder movement. So we're going to do 10 on each side. So 10 going forwards, 10 going backwards, no shoulder movement through there. Then to work on this side, I'm going to bring it up to the top like this. And then I'm going to stand to the side like so and rotate again and do the internal and external rotations. So going through here. What you can do is just place this hand on the shoulder to make sure you're not again excessively doing this. If you're doing this, you're getting the rotation through the upper trap and not the shoulder. So rotate inwards and move through for 10 in a different range and region. So doing 10 on each side. Once we've done that, we're going to do a kettlebell windmill, but without actually having the kettlebell, so just a windmill exercise. So we're going to place our arm up to here. We've got this new range, this shoulder's nicely warmed up. We're going to have a slight bend in the knee and just go down to the point there and bring it back up for 10. So down through here and then push, extend up. Down and then push your arm up as you go like this. As you push up, inhale in through the nose. So we're going to go down to the side here, inhale, shrug up. Down to the side here, inhale, shrug up. And what this is doing is it's teaching those deep stabilizer muscles how to control this upper arm as it moves through. And this can still, with no weight, still be quite challenging. So I would do 15 to 20 each side, then switch inside and do the opposite. So going down, up, shrug up, down, up, shrug up. If at any point you get any tingling sensations in your hands or anywhere else or fatigue in the shoulder, just stop and go on to the next exercise. But the main thing that we're doing is that now we've got this new range, we're training these new positions, allowing this upper arm bone to be able to spin in different directions in the shoulder socket, and that'll dramatically improve not just your posture and how much neck and shoulder tension you get, but your training as well. Thank you for watching Myofascial Fitness. Like always, if you really found these videos useful, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest content. If there's anything that you'd like to see from me, feel free to comment below.